The question has been raised by the member for Foyle is if you disturb this institution, and you know, despite the fact that the SDLP claim to be a radical organisation, there is not a group of people who want to maintain the status quo and the establishment, regardless of how badly it is seen to work, how inadequate it is seen to be, or how much times have changed. The SDLP will always want to defend the status quo, and since the Parades Commission was something which came around not as a result of the Patent Commission, but nevertheless came about because of nationalist demands, even if it is not working, even if there's a better way, even if there are things which it still has not been able to resolve, the Parades Commission must stay. Now, there are a number of arguments were put forward. First of all, look how many parades take place without any violence and without any confrontation. As if that was down to the Parades Commission. The Parades Commission, in very many cases, simply have no input there. They take the applications in, they rubber stamp them, but they don't do anything. They haven't done anything about it. This is down to the good sense and the good community relations which exist in a place. So let's not attribute successes to the Parades Commission, which they're not responsible for anyway. The second argument that was... Yes, well... Yeah.
Mark Durkand.
That there were far more contentious parades issues before we had the Parades Commission, and during the life of the Parades Commission, those have progressively reduced to the number that his colleagues have talked about.
You mean the assumption which the member is making, and he's right. But the assumption which the member is making is that somehow or other this was to do with the existence of the Parades Commission. I mean, just because you see something happening and you see a change doesn't necessarily give you what the cause of that change has been. And indeed, many times the changes have been as a result of the work which people have done in their local areas outside the work of the Parades Commission. And that's the whole point about, as I understand it, of the Ashdown proposals. We want to see more of that. And since the Parades Commission appears to be the block to that, or indeed even appears to ignore it when it has happened and to reward intransigence, the people are arguing the Parades Commission should be done away with. The second argument which has been presented in defence of the Parades Commission is that if we replace the Parades Commission with something else, those who wish to cause disruption and those who wish to and object to this will test the new arrangements. Now, the truth of the matter is, anybody who wishes to test the contest parades can test it through the Parades Commission as well. A new body will not necessarily lead to more people saying, let's test the new body. Indeed, if anything, given the weakness of the Parades Commission, they actually know that with the Parades Commission's record and with the kind of conditions which they have attached to making their decisions, that it's the body to do the real testing of. Where are you? The arrangements. The arrangements. Well, you know, the member from a Senate organisation says, where's the evidence for it? He is asking us to believe that something which is not yet in existence will produce the kind of effect he's describing. If he's wanting evidence from me for the contention I'm making, at least I have got a body which is on the ground at present, which we know people have used in the past to try and use the rules that they've made to try and stop parades. We know that has happened. He's speculating about a body that says not even in place.
Thank the honourable member for giving way. The honourable member will, like me, have listened to many of his colleagues say that Sinn Féin is the problem. They've outlined the Sinn Féin agenda, outlined Sinn Féin motives, which they say are still current in relation to this, but none of them have said how the Ashdown proposals get around that problem, if that is the problem.
And I'm going to conclude now, and let me reiterate the point then, that in most cases where there have been contentious parades and they've been sorted out, they've been sorted out not by someone arbitrating and saying, you'll do this and the other people will do that. It's been sorted out by people sitting down and by mediation. And that's the whole thrust, as I understand it, of the Ashdown proposals. You replace this arbitration, an arbitration which is seen to be biased, with mediation. That's the way forward. It's the mature way forward, and I believe that it is also, and it is an important factor, and let me make it clear to the Minister, and I am a supporter of the devolution of policing and justice, and I have publicly proclaimed that in a number of different ways, but let me make it clear to the Minister that if we are to have the devolution of policing and justice, it also requires the solution to the issue of parading as well, because otherwise it will not work.